So this is the Coldwater River. You can walk up to the highway and cross it and come back, or you can just come down here and ford it. It's not that deep, maybe just over your calf, and it gives you an opportunity while your feet dry out to take a little water break. So that's what I did. So if you're hiking the trail and you don't want to go up to the road, definitely can ford the Coldwater River. Not a huge deal at all. There is a little bit of a current to it, as you can see, and it goes out into the lake, but it's not strong enough to really make you wobble. Well, I'm standing at near the top. I think I've started to make my way down Baldhead. Took about, not even 20 minutes to get to the top, so not too bad. Fairly steep sections, but then they level you off for a bit so you can catch your breath before you tackle the next one. So there's the coastline as you're heading north. That long beach you see, that's where the Orphan Lake Trail meets the coastal trail. So I'll be walking along that beach, and then there's a point right at the end of the beach where I believe the Baldhead River is, and that's where my campsite should be around. So it's 11:16 now. Might just take a hit of water when I get down to the bottom of Baldhead, and then should be at the campsite in time for lunch. Great view, spectacular day. Really hate to leave this place. So much of it I didn't see, but like I said, just like Arnold, I'll be back. I did want to stop and take a moment to show you something that's really kind of cool. So here's Superior in front of me. I'm literally about 500 meters away from the Baldhead campsite that I stayed at for 2 nights. And as you see, down that way is the point where I believe my campsite for tonight is, so I'm not very far away. But obviously all the rivers drain into the lake. And if you remember earlier, I talked about be like water, take the path of least resistance. Well, here's living proof. Here's a nice brook that comes down, but instead of flowing directly out through the rocks, there's one spot here where it just ends and goes subterranean, and another spot over here where it just ends and goes subterranean again. Just thought that was pretty cool. Not something you certainly see back home. Just one of the many memories that I'll have. Well, I figured I'd show you my last night campsite right on the Baldhead River, just past the Orphan Lake Trail. So let's look back here. That's where I've got the hammock set up for the evening. Nice little sheltered spot. Nice and level, easy to go. Washrooms are off that way. And there I got a little clothesline up because I'm going to get in the water afterwards, do a little cleanup. Got obviously the gravity camp filter set up. Fire pit area over here. Some wood over there ready to be processed. It's probably the nicest fire pit I've had the entire trip. Then when we walk out, we've got the beautiful Baldhead River, which empties into Lake Superior over there. View of the point, which I thought was where the campsites were at. There is a couple further down that I checked out, but they weren't as nice, and there's one further on, but why would I want to add to my walk tomorrow morning? So then when we look back this way, we got a great view of Baldhead and the cobble beach that I walked across. The Orphan Lake Trail, there's a juncture over there as well. But tomorrow morning now, I figure I've got maybe an hour to my car. So I'm going to do as much cleanup of myself as I can today, so I don't have to do as much tomorrow. It's funny because the last solo trip I did, all I could talk about was waiting to get into a shower. And I swear if I had 3 or 4 days more of supplies where I could see this entire trail, you wouldn't have to ask me twice, I'd keep going. But I guess that's just getting used to soloing, probably more than anything else. But anyway, yeah, it's been a great trip. I wish I had done the entire trail, but we've been through that horror story before. Poor planning on my part and some miserable weather. But we'll be back and we'll do the whole thing. So happy to be here at this last night campsite, and nice to know that it's not that far of a walk in the morning to get out to the car either, because it is a long drive home. Well, dinner has been served. Enjoying the last night here on the trip and just enjoying this spectacular view that I just thought I'd share with you. Many things I wish I had done differently in terms of planning and execution, but I tell you, the views and the scenery and just being out here enjoying this kind of country solo, it's been worth every penny. And like I say, it's just making me anxious to do it again and do it right the next time. Sometimes, you just make mistakes, and you have to live with those, and you wish you had done things differently, but it didn't ruin the trip, just I didn't get to see as much of it as I would have liked. But anybody who's interested in doing this coastal trail, by all means, do it and do it right, because it is absolutely stunning.